My name is Sherry, and this is my husband Art, and we have 4 kids, Roddy, Katie, Sarah, and Malcolm. Like many people, we've had our fair share of challenges in our life, and we just wanted to share one of those with you today.
I've been married to Sherry now about 22 years, and I was working as the vice principal of Emmanuel Christian.
One evening, we were waiting to go to our children's spring program, and Art was napping on the couch while laying down, and I was sitting on the love seat and with a book, and I was just telling him, we need to slow down. Our lives are so busy. We need to find a way to get some balance here. And he agreed with me. We're just talking about the kids and all the busyness of life. And I said, okay, you have a nap, I'm gonna read my book. And it was honestly less than 2 minutes later that I heard a funny noise. And it's not like Art to joke that he's snoring. But I looked, and it looked like he was having a seizure.
I suddenly suffered a massive heart attack.
He didn't respond, so I grabbed the phone and called 911. And she just, ran me through the questions. Is he breathing? Yes, he is. No, he isn't. Yes, he is. No, he isn't. And
I was out with no heartbeat for, they tell me, about 50 minutes. And thankfully, my wife and my son were able to provide resuscitation to me, and I managed to make it to the hospital.
But while we were in our home doing CPR, I was just thinking, God, what are you asking of me? Are you gonna take him? I'd never seen anyone that dark blue before, and just the fact that he wasn't responding. So I was reassuring myself throughout that time, God is good. He's walked us through other things. We can trust him in this. But it was really quite terrifying.
The first thing I really remember is waking up in hospital in Calgary 2 weeks later and just being bewildered, not knowing what had happened to me and why was I in the hospital. And to this day, still don't remember anything of those 2 weeks from the time of my heart attack till I woke up in the hospital in Calgary.
He had this cardiac arrest, but it was after he came out of it that we realized that it was a stroke as well. It was the lack of oxygen to the brain for so long. And that's, when he was relearning how to talk and how to walk, and I thought, this isn't just like a heart attack. Fine motor skills were gone. Well, at first everything was gone. And then fine motor skills, speech, learning to swallow again.
By the time I realized what had happened, I was also aware of my limitations and not being able to walk like I could, talk like I could, do any of those things. And to this day, one of the biggest challenges that I've had is that I deal a lot with memory issues, short-term memory especially. To this day, I'm still not able to work. As I said, I deal mostly with short-term memory, which makes it very difficult for me. God has been good, and I am back teaching a course that I love 3 days a week.
Art's a good man. Art's a different man now, too. And so just letting go of that, letting go of just what we thought life would look like. We just choose joy. Like you have to choose to trust the Lord in it, that this isn't maybe what we signed up for. Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of is when you say in sickness and in health, right? But yeah, just choosing to trust him.
I personally couldn't imagine trying to make this kind of a journey without Jesus, because it's only by his grace that I'm able to put up with and withstand what I find is my lot in life right now. I know that God is in control. I know that God has a plan for me. And when I get to my most frustrated times, which happens more often than I'd like to admit, when I just can't seem to do something that I know, because of often a distant memory, I used to be able to do it very easily, I find myself having to say, God, you'll have to show me how to do this now, or what to do instead of this. So without having Christ in my life, I don't know how I would be able to cope. And that's a real source of comfort to me, is that even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I know he's there, and I know that he will walk me through it. And this might seem like a valley time in my life, but I know that he's there on the valley, and he'll be there as we walk towards the next hilltop, whatever that may be.